Gamers, it's me, your local musical shill-up. Oh, wait, wrong intro. It's me, Misha from GGD. How you guys doing? I have here another little mix walkthrough with our new Benny Greb Signature library. This is not a one-kit wonder. This is a full-on library with all the sounds. The last mix walkthrough I did was special defects kind of metal vibe, but obviously this is a jazz fusion kit. So Dez asked, "Hey, want to do something in that vein? Maybe something kind of Tigran-ish, a Tigreb demo." And I was like, "Why not? Let me totally play those parts on the piano live in one take, and program some drums to it." And this is what it sounds like. Remember, these drums the drums are programmed, but the keys were played entirely by me live in one take, no editing, one hand only. Well, that's the idea right there. So let's go over the kit real quick. We can go over the processing. We can go over the programming, the writing. I mean, what do you guys want me to go over first? Just let me know right now in the comments, and I will do exactly that. Okay, cool. We'll go over the programming. Good choice. So with this, I was going for like a Tigran vibe. Something like that. So, you know, I have this these sort of stabs here on the piano. Using trusty keyscape for that. And the idea with this is I really want to get like a, you know, Tigran's very Meshuggah inspired, and he likes a lot of the syncopation kind of stuff, right? So playing around the beat, and I was like, all right, we'll have some fun with that and try to do something where if you didn't hear the pulse, you might not really know where the one is, right? And then one thing that I noticed that he likes to do, and one thing I thought is always fun, is like you kind of have the first pass be this thing where you really have trouble telling where the one is. So there's nothing really keeping the pulse there. You could keep it in your head, and if you listen to a lot of this kind of stuff, maybe you could totally hear the pulse, no problem. But the point is that the song's not helping you out there. That's weird. It's not showing the diamonds the way it should be. There we go. This is one of those more Meshuggah-ish parts, and here you just have the backbeat, you have the ride. And this is kind of fun. Here I have like, you know, Rhodes kind of joining in. Right? Kind of hyper real there. I mean, maybe it'd be going to a MIDI controller, who knows, but it's kind of filling in the notes. And they have the low notes, kind of, you know, this little call and response thing, very quick call and response. This is just like JRPG to me. now we have that first thing, but we've got the backbeat to kind of tell us what's up. You know? And again, with this, we're having some fun. So I have all these articulations. It's great. But with this kit, one of the things that we didn't explore in the other mix walkthroughs, this is all the little bits and bobs. And you can have a lot of fun with this, like the little mini hats and whatever. So we've got, you know, stack, hat, and all these articulations, mini hats here. So these are all getting a lot of use, as you can see. I've got the pedal chick going the whole time, because of course. And ghost notes. And regular hat. Or no, I don't have any regular hat, actually. That's kind of funny. Because the hat is occupied doing the trick. Of course it is. My bad. Oh, this is kind of fun. I like this. Just do the offbeat kind of. Just for like a little second. You know, and there you go. It's just kind of a fun little demo there. So that's the vibe on the composition side of things, right? This is mixed quite a bit different. And if you watch the other mix walkthrough, you would have seen that I was talking so much about things we have to do to mitigate the damage caused by distorted guitars and bass. We have none of those things here. So it actually gives us a lot more room to play with the sounds. You get to hear the drums a bit more and just sort of preserve their natural sound a bit more. It's always a bit of a compromise when you're doing metal and, you know, rock and anything where all these things are fighting for space in the mix. With this, there's not so much fighting, so you get to hear these instruments breathe. And any processing that you do is really made to sort of enhance the sound, or the sound that you make will generally translate pretty well, even in the mix context. So, we should look at the kit, because it's generally the same kit. So I went with something similar. We are using this kick, 16x14, which is a jazz kick, right? But there's one that has a towel, and I just love the low end on this. I think this thing just sounds like a nice little thump, and I just thought, like, you know, for this, we don't need a clicky kick. We need something that's got some oomph to it. Like, you almost feel it more than you hear it, which is kind of the sound I wanted. So again, this kit has a lot of range here. We're doing a very similar thing where we're just taking all the individual channels, and then we are. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen, like you can see that. So we're taking the channels, we're doing these sum buses over here. So kick sum, snare sum, toms, overheads, and rooms. Let's just quickly go over that. Again, all the plugins are on the kick. I don't know why I go nuts with this. It's like I just keep adding to it. But I haven't been sent to jail over this yet. So, you know, I'm just going to keep doing it forever. I'm just going to keep adding plugins. And I think what happened was I just kind of used the other template. I did this second, so I used the other template. It kind of worked. You know, I switched the kick over, and it was like kind of there, and I just tweaked stuff as necessary. Let's turn everything off here. This is our kick. Really thumpy, booming kick, which is cool. Again, smash and grab, easy peasy. Just gotta put that there. Get -3. What we have, tape. Just I love the low end that gives. We'll have to clean it out. Transient designer, get a little bit more body out of it. And these just have way less processing on the twin tube there. What we have here. Heavy EQ. So this is our first step. I think this is being EQ'd similar, but maybe even more extreme than before, just to get a lot of that boom out. It's a very boomy kick. Again, this is maybe not necessary, but just a bit of top end clarity out of it. Boom, I think, is like, yeah, very, very minimal. You could remove it, but I don't know. Little cheat code there. And then again, these ones are just kind of to help it sit. I think I just left those alone. So we're just cranking through that, right? And then, let's see. Snare, again, just like 2 plugins on the snare. Smash and grab in snare mode, because smash and grab's always gonna be on everything. And my God, really not very much EQing, just kind of killing the top end a little bit there, and, you know, controlling the low end. Very little going on the snare. Again, it's going out to parallel compression, decap, and reverb, but we went over that. We'll go over that quickly here. The toms, I don't know where we have a lot of toms. So, toms, we have this, again, in snare mode. That must have been a mistake. But I do tend to process those two very similar, so, you know. It's the EQ that's doing most of the work, and we got a little bit of transient designer here for a little bit of sustain attack. Actually, I think it's the same setting as the snare one. Kind of funny. Overheads. Very happy with this overhead sound. I mean, that's a great overhead sound there. Overhead mode on smash and grab, and we've got just EQ. I was trying to notch something out there, but that failed. Be careful with notching. Just use soothe, and don't use too much of it, but use soothe. Yeah, nothing too drastic. Just controlling. It's always about like controlling little bits and bobs. And again, with this sound is going to be a lot more representative of what you'll hear in the mix because you're not fighting so much stuff. Again, controlling the frequencies there and just, you know, hitting it pretty hard with a compressor, smash and grab in room mode. So that's fine. I went for the smash here. I'm not using grab very much. And we're using the same trick as before here on the drum bus. Just a bit of top end clarity there with this custom series equalizer. Just I think it's very smooth. A little bit of shimmer on revival there, and then the vertigo here. Shit's barely hitting. Just does something. It does something to it which I like. It doesn't need to hit it that hard to work. Something where the meters don't move at first, but you hear the effect, and you can hear, like, listen to this. Sounds great. Kind of sounds the same in the mix, right? Love working with mixes like this. Makes me so happy because you work so hard on this drum sound, and then you don't have to mix it again for the mix. And then we've got parallel compression, which, you know, really not that loud because, again, parallel compression is about solving a problem and about intensity. We're not really lacking it. It's acting like a little bit of glue here. Just, it was a setup, why not, right? Decap bus, you can barely hear it, and the reverb. Just dial the taste. That's what you do with all this stuff. Just dial it to taste. The overhead and room. These guys are putting in a lot of the work. Like, check this out. Now, obviously the cymbals, but listen to how much of the snare and the kick is in this. I'll show you something else I'm messing with on this. This dirt mic. You can kind of get a cool sound out of this. This I have it going straight to the drums bus, right? But if we take a look at this, it's just this dirt mono mic. I'm not using too much of the mono mic itself, the mono room mic, but it's this dirty mic there. And I'm really just sending like kick and snare and like no cymbals really, you know? So that really just getting snare. And the snare sounds kind of cool. Let me see if I can, like... get that in there, really the smart way to do this, I'm just doing it quickly to get the actual mix, just to turn it up here. But it's got this really cool character. It's just in the center and gives you this kind of body. So if you feel like your snare's a little bit hollow, that's like kind of a cool little trick, this snare. There's another mix I did. It's like an old Bulb song I never released, which I redid. I'm using a completely different snare. I'm using the low tune snare, and I was trying to get that to work and to cut, and like that was so useful, that dirt mic. So don't be afraid to use that on any of the shells or anything really, but I really like it on the shells. I love what it does to the snare. I absolutely love what it does to the snare. So you can mess around with that a little bit. Other than that, there's not much to this. Once again, we're using good buddy Ermin's Submission Audio Umansky and Jin bass here, just on clean. It's just supposed to kind of work with the piano and be out of the way there. And then on the master bus, what do we have? So not drastically different with it on and off. We've got that same EQ as before, right? I'd be hitting it a little hard. There we go. We'll adjust that a little bit. Same, the you know, cutting the mono signal out of the sides, out of the stereo sides, and all these magic EQ. Ask him to send this to you, because it's just too much to go over there. Or just mess with the left-right stuff. Or here, just look at this. Just screenshot this and figure it all out, and then, you know, send me the preset. I'll just save it as a preset, but, you know, you guys can have it too. I bet he forgot that he sent that to me. It's secret, but it's pretty great. That's where a lot of that clarity is coming from. Oh, DB police are gonna be mad at me. Let's bring this down. Oh, you hear those dynamics? Oh, out of my way. Stop it. Actually, I think by reducing the bus compression and coming off the Pro L a little bit. We have this sounding a little better, don't you guys think? Let me know in the comments right now if you agree that sounds better or not. Oh, you agree? That's amazing. Man, this instant feedback thing that we have going on is awesome, and I want to keep it up. Anyways, that is the mix right there. So completely different mix on this, and this kit rules. I love this kit. Have I mentioned that? I know. I am a shill for my own products, but what can I say? I love this kit. It's got so much character. It's got so much range. It's probably the kit that's got the most range. When Dez asked me to do, not this one, but like the metal demos, I was like, we'll see what happens. And I figured I could get something. I didn't expect it to sound actively like great for those. So this kit is really special. We always have people coming up and being like, what do you recommend for, like, you know, like pop rock or modern or this, something where we don't have a named kit for that style. And I would say especially, like, you know, the One Kit Wonder kits are great for nailing that style. But the non-One Kit Wonder kits, the full-on kits, man, you can get almost any sound out of them. It's just in how you process them. That's why we do these. That's why I'm doing this, to just show you some of the tricks that I use and some of the tricks that you can use as well to shape whatever kits you have or whatever kits you're looking at in whatever direction that you want. And hopefully this has been helpful for that. So with that, I'll leave you. I'll probably do another mix walkthrough for the other demo at some point. Who knows when, but it's good to be back, baby. I'll see you guys soon.